morning, everyone. My name is Yugnisari Dr. of Gopal, metric number A21033199. Introduction. Statistic is a study of the collection, management, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data. Statistic is based on the statistical theory, which is one of the branches of mathematics. In statistical theory, randoms and uncertainty are modulated based on the probability theory. Statistics included planning, summary, and understanding uncertainty observation. The purpose of statistics is to be deduce the best information from available data. Some people classify statistics as a brand of the decision theory. Next, data description. This study describes the relevant variable and various field of figures in the dataset. Our dataset B contains information about fish species, price, place, weight, length, even height. We also determined the number of mean, mode, median in this study. We also found the value of quarters 1 and quarters 3 in the investigation. We use charts such as Instagram and so on illustration for our study. Using SPS software, we will examine the data in section 5.0 of this study. We will use these tools to compare the result of manual calculation with those accurate using SPSS. We will compare numerical data and graphs. We will use SPSS to execute ANOVA as a hypothesis test.
Okay, now we will discuss about sampling and record data. Data sampling is a statistical analysis technique used to select, manipulate, and analyze a representative subset of data points to identify patterns and trends in the larger dataset being examined. Recording data means changing the values of a variable so that they represent something else. In general, it is best to record a variable into a different variable so that you never alter the original data and can easily access the original data if you need to make different change later on. This is example for sampling data and record data. We can see species, price, place, weight, length, line 1, line 2, line 3, height, weight, and their data and sampling and record. Thank you.
My name is Fatina Suha binti Abdul Karim. My metric number is A21B2468. Numerical descriptive measure. Measure of several tendency to find the mean, median, and mode using the formula. But the first step, we need to find the class interval. The formula for the class interval is maximum value minus by minimum value divided by k. So we get our n is 60 and k we need to bigger than our n. So we estimate that k is 6. So the answer we get in our report is 165.1. Median. Using the formula, we get n is 30, f is 29, fm is 16, c is 165.20, meanwhile L 168.75. Thus, the median number for the fish price by the species and place is 179.07. For the mode, M equal to L plus alpha 1 divided by alpha 1 plus alpha 2 and multiply by C. So LM we get 3.53, C we get 168.7 minus by 3.58 and we can get 165.1. For the alpha 1 is 29 and the alpha 2 is 13. Using the formula given, the mode number of fish price by species and place is 117.53. For the shape of data distribution, is mean is bigger than median, meanwhile the median is bigger than the mode. Thus, the shape of data distribution is skewed to the right.
4.0 Graphical representation. Pie chart. A pie chart is a circular chart or graph that is divided into multiple sectors of pie. The angle is pinned by each frequency sector or the frequency of each item to be displayed. Pie charts are a type of data representation that use circle. The circle is broken into sectors with varying areas based on the quantity displayed. Pie chart can display data in fraction, percentage, or sector angle price. What is radar graph? A radar chart is a graphical approach to displaying multivariate data in the form of two-dimensional chart with three or more quantitative variables displayed on axes beginning at the same point. It is analog to a parallel coordinate plot with radial place axes. Graph of species. Graph that we have chosen is pie chart and radar graph. Based on the pie chart above and graph radar, the highest frequency for species is Perth with 16, meanwhile the lowest frequency is Code with 1. The second highest frequency is Stingray with 14. The third highest frequency is Mel and Pike with the same number of 8. The fourth highest frequency is Bream with 7. Last but not least is Rose with frequency 6. Graph of place. Graph that we have chosen is pie chart and radar graph. Based on the radar graph and pie chart above, the highest frequency for the place is Canada with 14. Meanwhile, the lowest frequency is Turkey, Malaysia, and Vietnam with the same number of 3. The second highest frequency is Singapore and USA with 11. The third highest frequency for the place is France with 7. Last but not least are Britain and Ireland with the same number of 4. 5.0 Statistical Analysis using Software. 5.1 Numerical Descriptive Measure. First, measure of Central Tennessee. The measure of Central Tennessee may be a descriptive outline of a database through one word that reflect the middle of the information distribution. Second, measure of position. Measure of position are used for quantitative knowledge that fall on some numerical scale. Third, measure of variation. Measure of variation in statistics are unique ways to explain the distribution or dispersion of your knowledge. In different words, it shows however so much apart knowledge point area unique from one another. 5.2 Hypothesis Testing. Step 1 until Step 3 follow the diagram. Step 4 Decision Rule. Last but not least is Step 5 Conclusion. 5.3 Correlation Analysis. Based on the Pearson correlation analysis by using the SSPS, our group determined the relationship and strength between the variables by measuring them. Next, we measure the correlation between price and the length. 5.4 Confidence Interval. In frequentist statistics, a confidence interval is a range of estimate for an unknown parameter. A confidence interval is computed at a designated confidence level. The 95% confidence interval can be related to the confidence level. Table above stated out that 95% of confidence interval forming in price is the lower bound is 166.0736 and upper bound is 290.4908. Next, the standard error for this dependent is 31.08882. 5.5 Prediction Modeling. The general form of the multiple linear regression equation is as follows. Y equals b0 plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2. Y is the predicted value of the dependent variable. b0, b1, b2 are primitive. xo, x1, x2 are known as constant. The R-squared value is 0.1950, which means 95% of the variation in price can be explained by length.
In conclusion, the manual calculation, we have successfully identified the mean, mode, and median of the data that have been analyzed. We can identify that the mean number of fish price by species and place catch-up is 279. The median value is 179.07. At the same time, the mode value is 117.53. For measure of position, we find that the value of quarter 1 is 19.600, while quarter 3 is 29.125. The value of this data is 9.5. A distribution with the sky right tail is 1 in which is the trail is on the right side of the distribution. Left A sky left distribution is where the trailer is located the left side of the distribution curve. The Instagram show above for our data indicated that the curve is tilted to the right, which make the distribution shape sky to the right. Based on shape data, the mean value is 26.65 and the standard deviation is 8.83. Thank you.